You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. If you're involved with church finances, you already know this truth. Church insurance in Texas has changed. What used to feel predictable now feels chaotic. Rates have jumped, policies have been non-renewed, and companies that churches relied on for years have simply disappeared. Robert felt that pressure firsthand in Fort Worth. As a member of his church's finance committee, he was handed a responsibility he never expected: find new insurance coverage after their longtime carrier walked away from Texas property insurance altogether. The agent they had trusted stopped returning calls. Deadlines were closing in, and the church still needed protection. When Robert finally spoke with one of our church insurance specialists, his first realization wasn't about price. It was about understanding. He didn't actually know what all the coverages on his old policy did. Some sounded important, others felt unnecessary. And in the middle of all the uncertainty, he didn't know how to tell the difference. That's where faithful stewardship begins. Not with panic, but with clarity. Insurance exists for one reason: to protect the church's ability to keep serving when something unexpected happens. Storm damage, an injury, a lawsuit, even situations where the church did nothing wrong can still create financial strain. The goal isn't just to have insurance. The goal is to have the right insurance for how your church actually operates. Robert's church had its own rhythm, its own risks. And like every Texas church, those risks were shaped by location, building use, volunteers, events, and leadership structure. Once those pieces were understood, the insurance conversation started to become more understandable. From there, the process became about discernment, evaluating what protection truly mattered, removing coverage that didn't serve the church, and adding protection where real exposure existed, not because an insurance company said so, but because the church's mission required it. Robert was surprised by how many risks had nothing to do with buildings. Counseling ministries, youth activities, special events, financial controls, leadership decisions. These aren't hypothetical issues. They're part of everyday church life, and ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. What changed everything for Robert wasn't a product. It was a partnership. By working with a church insurance specialist at Insurance for Texans who understands Texas churches, he gained confidence. Not just that the church was covered, but that the coverage aligned with their faith, their finances, and their future. That's exactly what our True Texas Church Insurance Program is designed to do. It's not a template. It's a process. One that starts with questions, not quotes. If you would like to experience this kind of church insurance expertise, reach out to our team at insurancefortexans.com. And speaking of expertise, did you know that we wrote the book on Texas church insurance? You can get a copy at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember that understanding your church's insurance policy today will protect its future for years to come.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.